Hey guys, Nina here, welcoming you to another reading from the Ladies of Horror Picture Prompt Monthly Challenge, hosted by Elaine Pascale on her channel, The Godmother of Horror. If you'd like to read along or read previously published pieces, please visit spreadingthewritersword.com or ladiesofhorror.com. In the meanwhile, enjoy the reading.
Uncle's Room by Elaine Pascale. Minnie finally felt free. This governess position was the remedy for her loneliness. It had been 2 years since her husband had walked out on her, and she was ready to engage with the world again. The bright colors and joyful toys of the elaborate nursery were like a salve to a wound, and as she was given the tour of the rest of the home and grounds, Minnie could imagine herself fitting in very nicely. There was one room she was not shown, and she asked the children about it as she served them jelly sandwiches. "That's Uncle's room. We aren't to bother him," little Tilly said, reaching for another sandwich half. The children were entirely delightful, and it surprised Minnie that she was part of a long succession of governesses. What could make someone want to leave this secure position? "What's Uncle like?" Minnie asked. Andy, with sticky cheeks and lips, shrugged. "We never see him." Believing the children were pulling her leg, she put the room out of her mind. Perhaps that was where their parents hid their Christmas presents, or where their father kept his important business papers. She assumed there was an innocent reason the room was kept private. Her assumptions were proven wrong by the end of her first week of employment. She was woken by the sound of heavy footsteps outside her bedroom door. Grabbing a candle, she quietly turned the knob and peered down the long hallway. She saw a tall man in an evening cloak heading toward Uncle's room. He carried something in his arms. A gasp escaped her, giving her presence away. The uncle looked at her. His eyes reflected the moonlight, and his mouth was tainted dark red. His lips had the same look as Andy's after eating jelly sandwiches, but Minnie knew it was not jelly he had consumed. The uncle dropped what he was carrying and in a flash was on her. As his sharp teeth penetrated her neck, she knew she would never be free. She woke the next evening and realized that she was now inside Uncle's room. The windows were covered with thick blinds, but she could make out the form of the uncle as he moved about the room and finally left. She crept back to her room, where she found that her belongings had been packed into boxes. She wondered if the boxes were meant to move into Uncle's room with her, or if they were to be discarded. She realized she did not care about her earthly things, only in fighting this existence that had been thrust upon her. The items on her dresser had not yet been packed, and she grabbed her cross necklace, bracing herself for its impact. The cross did nothing, but she knew what would. She went back to Uncle's room and pretended to be unconscious as he returned, smelling of raw meat. She could not imagine an eternity spent with him. She could not imagine an eternity being like him. She did not sleep at daybreak. Instead, she slowly tore at the blinds and let the sunlight in. She was finally free.